All right, in this video, we're going to be looking at our last measure of spread, which is called standard deviation. This is a pretty important concept that's going to carry over pretty much through the entire year. We're going to see standard deviation pop up with different things we do. Basically, the idea of standard deviation is how far the data is from the mean. Okay, so the notation for standard deviation, you might see a capital SD. In some computer programming, you might see the STDEV. You might see the sample standard deviation, S of X. We'll talk more about that later. Then you'll see the population standard deviation, sigma of X, that little Greek letter, the O with the little tail on it. Now the calculation, the formula for this to get standard deviation is, it's the square root of the sum of each value minus the mean value squared divided by the number of values we have minus 1. Okay? Again, n in this case is the sample size. How many samples do we have? How many data points do we have? X bar is our mean. And X would be each data point. Now, if this formula looks a little confusing, don't worry. We're going to step through it manually, and then eventually we're going to move on and do this a little different way where you don't really have to worry about the formula so much. Okay? Well, here's some examples of some data. You'll see they have different means. Notice that the one with a 2 standard deviation is a lot more spread than the one that has a 1 or the one that has a 1/2 here. All right. So the properties of standard deviation. Basically, a higher standard deviation means the data is more spread out in general. Okay? A lower standard deviation just means the data in general is less spread out. All right? Another way to talk about standard deviation is if you take all the data points and find how far they are from the mean, it's the average distance that those points are from the mean.